Breaking news out of Dallas has the entire NFL world buzzing, as the Cowboys have officially locked in a game-changing defensive addition with the signing of none other than edge rusher Samson Ebukam. This isn't just a routine off-season pickup. This is a bold, calculated move that screams urgency, ambition, and a hunger for a championship run. The Cowboys front office, led by Jerry Jones and the football operations crew, clearly saw a gap in their current defensive setup and made a move that not only addresses immediate concerns but also signals to the rest of the NFC Dallas is not playing around this year. With Samson Ebukam now in the fold, expectations are skyrocketing, and rightly so. Ebukam is no stranger to top-tier defensive play. His presence, physicality, and relentless motor have made him one of the most underrated yet consistent edge rushers in the league over the past few seasons. Originally a fourth-round pick out of Eastern Washington in the 2017 NFL Draft, Ebukam began his NFL journey with the Los Angeles Rams. At the time, he was seen as a high-upside prospect with freakish athleticism and raw power. It didn't take long for him to start making noise. In fact, within just a couple of years, Ebukam was regularly featured in highlight reels, crashing into backfields and making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. Fans will remember his breakout performance against the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football in 2018, a two-sack, touchdown-scoring showcase that introduced his name to a national audience. That night wasn't just a flash, it was a glimpse of his potential, and he's only improved since then. Ebukam later moved on to the San Francisco 49ers, where he continued to develop into a well-rounded defender. Under the coaching of one of the league's most formidable defensive minds, he grew not only as a pass rusher but also in run defense, showing he can hold his edge and set the perimeter with strength and discipline. It was in San Francisco that he really began refining the nuances of his game, hand technique, leverage, timing his jumps off the snap. He was no longer just an athletic force, he became a technician. And that's exactly the version of Ebukam that Dallas is getting, a battle-tested, playoff-proven, multi-dimensional defensive end. In his most recent stint with the Indianapolis Colts, he elevated his play yet again, putting up 9.5 sacks in the 2023 season, alongside nearly 60 combined tackles and an impressive number of quarterback pressures and hurries. These aren't just empty stats either. Ebukam's impact was felt game after game, often requiring double teams and giving offensive coordinators headaches in game planning. With this kind of disruptive ability, he becomes an immediate upgrade for Dallas, particularly as they seek to take some of the pressure off their superstar Micah Parsons. While Parsons has been incredible, borderline generational, he's often had to shoulder too much of the defensive load, both as a pass rusher and in coverage. Now, with Ebukam lining up on the opposite edge, offenses can't just key in on Parsons anymore. You try to double Parsons, and Ebukam is coming clean on the other side. You try to chip both? That's when the blitzes and stunts from Dan Quinn's playbook become deadly. The potential combinations are limitless. This acquisition also signals a strategic move in how the Cowboys are planning to build their defense moving forward. They're not just collecting talent, they're building a unit with specific roles and balance. Ebukam isn't just a plug-and-play athlete, he's a culture fit. He's known for his work ethic, humility, and locker-room presence. Teammates from all his previous stops have praised his leadership and commitment to the grind. That's the kind of player you want not just on the field, but in the locker room during a deep playoff push. Speaking of playoffs, let's be honest, this move isn't about just winning games in September. It's about winning in January, maybe even February. For too long, the Cowboys have struggled to turn regular season dominance into postseason success. Year after year, they rack up wins, put up impressive stats, and then come up short when it matters most. A big reason for that has been the inability to generate consistent pressure in clutch moments. In the playoffs, it's not about how many sacks you had in Week 5, it's about whether you can collapse the pocket on a 3 RDE and 8 with the season on the line. With Ebukam, the Cowboys are banking on exactly that kind of presence. He brings championship experience, playoff poise, and the hunger of a veteran who knows what it takes to compete on the biggest stages. He's played in conference championships, he's faced the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's come through under pressure. His physical tools also make him an ideal fit for the Cowboys' aggressive, fast-flowing defensive philosophy. He's got the speed to chase down mobile quarterbacks, the power to bull rush through tackles, and the instincts to read screens and misdirections. He's also extremely durable, something the Cowboys desperately need after dealing with injuries along their defensive line over the last few years. Availability is key, and Ebukam has proven to be dependable, suiting up for nearly every game in his career. Let's also consider what this signing does to the locker room dynamic. When a team makes a move like this, it energizes the players. It sends a message that management is all in, that they believe the window to win is open and they're doing everything possible to maximize it. Younger players see a guy like Ebukam walk through the door and they immediately raise their standard. Veterans get fired up knowing the cavalry is arriving. Coaches gain a new chess piece. Fans? They get hope. The excitement in Cowboys Nation is already palpable. Social media exploded the moment the signing was announced. Memes, reactions, jersey swaps. It's clear that fans understand the magnitude of this acquisition. Ebukam may not be a household name for every casual NFL watcher, but real fans know what he brings to the table. They know that the Cowboys just got significantly more dangerous on defense. It's also worth noting the value of this deal. The Cowboys didn't break the bank recklessly, they made a smart investment in a player entering his prime. This isn't a gamble on potential, it's a calculated move for proven production. In a league where defensive ends are earning upwards of $20 million a year, getting a consistent 8 to 10 sack producer with high motor and playoff experience at a reasonable cap hit is a major win. Now, what's next for Dallas? With the draft behind them and free agency winding down, this move likely rounds out their major defensive additions. The focus now shifts to training camp, where the real work begins. Coaches will be integrating Ebukam into their schemes, finding the best rotations, and experimenting with packages that feature him alongside Parsons, Lawrence, and others. Imagine a third down package where Ebukam and Parsons are both lined up wide, twisting and stunting behind a heavy interior rush. Good luck to any quarterback facing that nightmare. This also opens up possibilities for creative hybrid looks, maybe even standing Ebukam up occasionally in a two-point stance to disguise coverages and confuse protections. Dan Quinn, a known defensive innovator, will surely be drawing up plays deep into the night now that he has a new weapon to unleash. Beyond the X's and O's, this move deepens the Cowboys' identity as a team built on defense. For decades, Dallas was known for its offensive stars Aikman, Emmett, Irvin, Romo, Dez, Zeke. But in recent years, it's the defense that has become the soul of the team. Led by Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs, and anchored by steady veterans like Lawrence, this unit has given the Cowboys a new edge, pun fully intended. With Ebukam joining the fold, that edge just got sharper. So, as the 2025 NFL season inches closer, there's one thing Cowboys fans can be certain of: the defense is ready to dominate. The addition of Samson Ebukam is more than just a roster move, it's a declaration of intent. The Dallas Cowboys are gearing up for something special, and with this kind of firepower on defense, the sky truly is the limit. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just someone who appreciates elite football, keep your eyes on the star, because with Ebukam now in the mix, the Cowboys just got a whole lot more dangerous.